Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl Vargas. Hi, Selina. How you doing? Welcome to Studio 928, where there's always time for art, and tonight there's time for wine. So we want to check in with you. We're going to make sure you have all the materials you need, but first, we want to make sure you have your favorite beverage all lined up. So I just want to introduce my producer who's in the studio with me. That is Shelby. She's in the background here. She's going to help us out with any technical issues we might have. Just type your comments in the chat there. She's also going to be in charge of our trivia. So get ready, get your thinking caps on, get your paint brushes ready, and let's get started. I also want to mention before we go too much further that we are recording this presentation so that if you want to refer to it later on, you can. And at the end, if you would stick around just a little bit so we can take a group photograph of everybody's finished work. Okay, so let's go. Let's make it happen. All right, so you should all have a reference image that looks something like this. Hold on just a second. We're going to get that other camera going. Okay, so you should have a reference image that looks like this. You want to have some tracing paper. Okay, so if you have a cellophane envelope, you want to whip that out of that cellophane envelope. And then you're going to have some carbon paper, which is dull on one side and shiny on the other. Okay. Also, you should have a tube of Studio 928 brushes and a palette knife. You're going to have a number 14 brush, probably a number 12 brush, and an angle brush. Okay, let's see. Next, you're going to want to have a pencil or a pen so we can trace our image onto the canvas. You'll also want to have your palette trays ready. These are what we're going to use to mix the paint. Okay, now, as you can see from the reference image, the only colors in this are white, black, and blue. You may have a third color, red or orange or something like that, that I put in just because I feel like I need to give you something else besides white, black, and blue. But we're not going to really use that color. So if you have a little one close by and they want something to do, give them that container of paint because you won't need it, okay? Unless you want to make like little ornaments on your trees that we paint, okay? That's an idea. I never thought of that. All right, so you also want to have some paper towels. You want to have 2 containers of water, one for clean water, one for dirty water. It could be just like cans or glasses or whatever. And then let's see what else. What else? Oh, your hair dryer. Yeah, you want to have that hair dryer if you can. If not, it may be a little challenging to trace your trees on your background after we get to that step because we won't worry about that right now, okay? Bring out a fan. If you have a fan or something like that, you can hold your image in front of the fan to dry the surface. So if you don't have a blow dryer, just try not to put your paint on too thick so that it dries quicker, all right? So I'm ready to get started. How about you guys? Yes, yes, yes. Give me a thumbs up. Let's see them. Yay, yay. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right, so I'm going to move my reference image to the side and get my tracing paper and my carbon paper. And the first thing we're going to do is kind of just line that tracing paper up on the canvas like this. Oh, and you guys have a canvas that has 4 sides. I'm using canvas board because I paint all the time and these are less expensive. You have actual canvas that has 4 sides. So just remember to paint all 4 sides of your canvas when you're painting. Try not to leave any naked or half painted sides because that does not look professional. We want you to have a professional looking painting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my tracing image on my canvas. And then, okay, with the carbon paper, you got a shiny side and you got a dull side. Okay, what you want to do is make sure the shiny side is down. Shiny side down. shiny side down. Say that one more time, shiny side down. Because if you don't put the shiny side down, then your image is not going to transfer to your canvas. So we're going to take this carbon paper shiny side down and just slide it right in here. And the only thing we're tracing right now is the circle. Okay. So we got that lined up. Okay. Stabilize it on that canvas. And then let's pick up that pen or pencil. And then we're just going to place our the palm of our hand on the canvas. And we'll kind of use our hand as a pendulum, or what do you call those? Compass. So you put your hand down, and then we're going to do this motion to follow this circle so you can get it without too many mistakes. We're just going to push that, follow that line nice and slow. You don't need to put a lot of pressure. You're just barely touching the canvas because our paint's going to do all the work for us. And don't worry about if it's not exactly straight, because again, our paintbrush, our number 14 brush, is going to help us out with that. And just continue around the perimeter of the moon. Okay, and that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing right now. All right, and then if you want to check to make sure that you got the lines down, then just keep your hand on one side of the canvas and then just lift up the other side like this. Okay, so you can barely see mine because I didn't press too hard. But as long as you can see it, that's what matters. All right. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is get that palette knife, and we're going to get some white, and we're going to put that white onto the palette tray. So just take a nice healthy scoop and put it down on the palette tray. Okay. So one thing I want you to remember as you're painting with me today is that whenever we're mixing colors, we always put one color down and then put the next color next to it, not directly into it, but next to it. So I'm going to pick up some black now, and I'm going to pick up just a little bit, put it down next to the white. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint the moon. We're going to paint the moon. Okay, so it looks mostly white. Yeah, so we're going to paint it white with a little gray. So that's the first color we're going to mix is gray. So go ahead and wipe that black off your palette knife, and then go over to your white and just kind of cut it in half. Cut it in half and put it to the side. Okay, now watch this, because I want you to see how much black paint I add to the white. It's just the very tip of my paintbrush, or palette knife. Okay, so it's just like a little dot, and maybe I'm going to take a little bit off because it's easier to add more and impossible to subtract it. So you just want a real little dot. So look, I have this really cool, nice gray, and this is what we're going to use to paint our moon. Okay. How's everybody doing? Anyone have any questions? Everybody good? All right. Sounds good. All right. So I'm going to take my number 14 brush. That's your flat brush. That's the one that's square on the end. Okay. We're going to dip that in some water. Just kind of shake it around in there. And then we're going to drop a couple of drops of water right on that gray that we just made. A couple of drops. Because we want to make this paint like the consistency of ink and not so much like a paste, because right now it's kind of pasty, but we want it more like an ink so that it glides. So think a melted milkshake, I guess, kind of consistency. All right, so it's not too dark because we don't want our moon to be dark, right? We want to have some light spots. Okay, so now we're taking our the flat edge of our brush, and we're just creating like a chisel shape on the end of the brush. Put that right next to that line. Okay, so just rest the brush there. Get used to where the brush is laying, and then just kind of move it to the left or the right and follow that line nice and slow. If you're not getting paint to go down, that means you don't have enough liquid in your brush. So go back and remix your paint and add a little water to it. Okay, and while we're doing this, why don't we have a trivia question? So we're just continuing this all the way around, and you can feel free to pivot your canvas, just turn it as you make your way around the moon. Make your way around the moon. Okay, so who had more #1 singles in the 2010s? Was it Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, or Justin Bieber? Who had the most #1 singles of the 2010s? Any guesses?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor.
We got Taylor's today. I'm rotating again, and the answer is
Katie.
What?
Oh, surprise, surprise. So yeah, just keep following that around. So as you can see, it's not exactly, dark gray. It's kind of light. Now, if we get done with this and you feel like your gray is too dark, we can still go back over with some white. So don't feel like you've done anything wrong. This is the Bob Ross relaxation painting class. So it's all about relaxing and enjoying the process of putting paint to canvas. Okay. So right now, all you're doing is painting a circle. So, just kind of be with that and enjoy that.
Is that some burritos?
You're talking to a bunch of academics, so I don't know if we can do this without doing it perfect.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but perfect, nature isn't perfect, right? So there's a lot of variations, and you'll see that as we go along. So which of these is the highest grossing Harry Potter film? Is it The Sorcerer's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban, The Goblet of Fire, or Deathly Hallows? Which one is the highest grossing Harry Potter film?
Deathly Hallows 2?
Deathly
Yeah, I'm gonna say the one with the biggest budget.
Good answer.
Go A. No? Okay.
Hey, Chanel got it.
Yes, it was.
Harry
Deathly
Potter.
Hallows. I'm going to move this water over here so I'm not reaching across the screen. Okay, so, and then I'm going to turn this around so that my moon is right there. Doesn't matter where your moon is as long as you're happy with it. All right. So instead of going to the blow dryer right away, let's go ahead and just paint our background. We'll paint our background first, and then we'll come back to our moon and put some moon spots on there, okay? All right, so I'm actually going to, I'll leave that where it is. The next color we're going to pick up is our phthalo blue. So it's the most beautiful blue in the world, I think. One of my favorite colors. And I'm going to go in with my palette knife, kind of wipe that white off of there. And I'm just going to pick up a nice little chunk of blue, put that on my palette. Okay, and I'm putting it off to the side. Okay, and I'm wetting my number 14 brush. And I'm just putting a couple of drops of water down. Now I'm going to take that other little pile of white that I left there. And if you don't have a pile of white, then take another little dollop of white. And I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to take a little bit of blue to the tip of my knife. So you want to take a look at this to see how much blue I'm adding to this, like half a teaspoon of white. So just a tiny little bit. Can you see that? So to this like half a teaspoon, I'm putting like a smidgen or a dash of blue. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. So we want something like a baby blue because what we're doing is creating that corona around the moon. And it's just a lighter blue and a little tinge of blue. Okay, so if you want to make that a little more intense, you're welcome to. But I'm going for like a brighter night sky, so I'm going to leave it a little lighter. So I'm going to take that number 14 brush, dip it in some water, and then pick up paint on both sides of my brush. Okay, so we're going to start on the opposite side of this line this time. Okay, so we're going to go on the outside of the line. And what we're doing is we're creating this lighter area of blue around the moon. Okay, so just use the edge of your brush as your straight edge. Just kind of line it up there. And then slowly pull it in one direction. So you follow the line on the outer area. And do we have another trivia question? And just take long strokes so that you see less texture in the sky. So make sure you use really long strokes. So kind of like this. So if you see how my hand is moving in a circle around the moon, what popular alcohol is made from fermented rice? Is it wine, beer, whiskey, or sake? Which one is made from fermented rice?
Okay.
Sake.
Okay.
Sake to me.
That one.
Yes, it is sake.
Cheryl, can my blue be like too blue? Is that an issue?
What do you mean? Let's see what you got.
Is this too blue?
No, not at all. Because what we're going to do is we're going to create the contrast by coming in with the pure phthalo blue all by itself. Okay, so that's going to create that contrast. So keep going in a nice full circle around the moon, or half circle, I should say. And the reason why we're only doing a half is because we're going to do this wet on wet painting technique so that we get this blend, you know, so that you can't tell the difference from a couple more drops of water. If you're feeling like your paint is not flowing correctly, then just add a couple of drops of water to the blue to give it that liquidity, I guess. And just follow that all the way to the edge.
And
Sorry, which half are we painting? The top half? Because it's
We're painting the right side. It doesn't matter, really. It's like as long as you're taking the color all the way to the edge of the canvas. So, okay, so if this is where the image is sitting, we're painting this side right now. Does that answer your question? It does. Okay, good. All right. All right. So then we're going to continue that around. And it doesn't matter because you can alter this painting if you want. If you feel like you want the moon to be more to the right or the left, well, there it has a mind of its own tonight. Okay. Just keep going in the half circle. Never had that problem before. This is our third show today, so forgive me. Maybe it's my neck is acting silly on me. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some phthalo blue, one of the most beautiful colors in the world. I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush though. Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? Was it England, Switzerland, Germany, or Austria? Which country started the Christmas tree?
I would say Germany.
England?
Germany answer.
Okay, Austria.
Austria.
England?
England. All good guesses. And the answer is Germany.
Smart people.
Okay, so now I've gone to my phthalo blue, as you can see here, and I've got just phthalo blue on my canvas, on my brush, right? So we're gonna start at the edge of the canvas, right? Out here. We're gonna start with that beautiful phthalo blue, and we're gonna start moving in towards the center, but we're doing it in a nice big circle, okay? Big wide circles. So we want long strokes. We don't want little baby brush strokes in the center of our piece, so just keep those long strokes. And as you get towards the center, lighten the weight of your stroke. Just lighten the weight of your stroke so that by the time you get to the center, you don't see any difference between the blue and the gray, or I'm sorry, the darker blue and the lighter blue. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out again. Got to keep those long strokes. You do long strokes, you'll be just fine. I'm going to go back and pick up some more phthalo blue because I just want more blue. Just love this color. So feel free to make this as intense as you like. And then just slowly move towards the center of your painting. Lighten your strokes as you get towards the center. Really light, sweeping strokes. So it looks like a radius kind of gradient thing going on. Okay. Turquoise is the birthstone for which month? Is it January, May, September, or December? Turquoise is the birthstone for which month? No guesses? Come on, somebody knows this. Take a stab at it.
I'm gonna say May.
I would say September.
September, May. Which one is it?
I feel like we're all very concentrated.
You guys are in the zone. You are in the zone, and it is December. Okay. All right, now, so I'm going to go over to the other side now, right? Now, I ran out of my baby blue that I was using, so I'm going to have to mix some more. So if you missed it the first time, I'm going to mix it again. So I'm going into my white, and I'm just laying that down. Got a nice little, like a half a teaspoon of white. So if you're a baker, you know how much that is. If not, it looks like, I don't know, like 3 parts white, and then we're going to put like 1 part of blue. So very tiny amount of blue. See that? And we're going to add this to this nice little pile of white. And we're just going to try to match up the blue that you previously made. Okay. Mix that together. And now I can go back. Let me wipe this off my palette knife. I'm going to rinse that off. Wipe it off with my paper towel. Now I'm going to pick up that number 12 or 14 brush again. Drop a couple of drops of water there so it's a nice consistency. And I'm going to work that water into the paint. So we don't want any lumps in it. Just making a little, some pancake batter. That's the perfect analogy. Actually, it's thinner than pancake batter. Right turn. What is the only edible food that never expires? Is it white rice, honey, rye, or barley? Which one of these never expires?
Honey.
Honey.
I say honey too.
Yes. Wednesday, right?
So now I'm going to my other side. Yes, the answer is honey. And I'm following my lines all the way around. And I'm going over to my other side and kind of merging these together. So yeah, so you are the creator right now. Bob would say, you're creating the sky, one stroke at a time. And just keep taking that baby blue all the way out to the edge. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side that we did on the other side. What is the world's most popular cocktail? Is it the margarita, the Negroni, the daiquiri, or the old fashioned? What is the world's most popular cocktail? What was that answer?
Negroni.
Negroni.
I'm gonna go daiquiri.
That's a Negroni.
I want it to be margarita.
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 Well, don't keep us in suspense. Old fashioned?
Oh,
Really?
ooh.
Whiskey, bitters, sugar, water, and orange peel. Really? Well, I guess that's worldwide, not just the United States, because I would say in the United States it could be.
Margarita.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Margarita.
What's in a Negroni?
I never even heard of a Negroni.
I've heard of it,
It's
but
not very good.
I never had one.
It's Campari, gin, and a little, no, shit. It's mostly Campari and gin, but there's a little sweetener, but barely enough to make it drinkable because it's super bitter.
It
It's gross.
sounds like a stiff drink.
It's gross.
One of those continental cocktails. All right.
It's vermouth.
So going back over to my phthalo blue, and I'm gonna hit my edges again. Don't forget to paint your edges, you guys. As you're painting, make sure you take your color all the way to the ends of your canvas, all the way to the borders. And really don't worry about the perfection in this step because guess what? Trees. Trees.
Esperanza, I like your background.
Oh, this candlelight?
So remember long strokes. And sounds like we got a trivia question. Which sea creature has 3 hearts? Is it the giant squid, the sea turtle,
Octopus.
It's the octopus.
Yeah.
or the lionfish?
Octopus.
We got a lot of octopus options. Yes, octopus. Why do you suppose he has 3 hearts? That's weird. Because what?
Okay. Extra of everything.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going around the top now, and actually I'm going to go and just rinse my brush. If you're having trouble with blending, just go ahead and rinse your brush off in some clean water, leave it a little bit damp, and then just drag it along that line that you're having trouble blending. Like that. And then rinse it off again. Tap off the excess water and then take another pass. Kind of flatten that brush out. Bring it all the way around. Wipe it off, rinse it again. And like I said, don't judge yourself too much on this. The moon's not perfect. Well, it kind of is. At least from far away, it looks perfect, right?
Yeah.
And remember to do long strokes. You do short strokes, you're going to get texture in the sky, and you don't usually have texture in the sky. So just make sure you try to make sure your strokes are really long. Okay. So, okay. So now we're going to add some pure white on top of our moon. So, oh, here, I want to put some water down here. I just noticed when I looked at the screen, I could see that I don't like that. So I just round that out. I'm wiping my brush on my paper towel each time, so I'm not compromising that glow. So rinse, wipe, and then stroke lightly. Rinse, wipe, and stroke lightly. Okay. All right. So before we dry, we're going to do one more thing. We're going to put just pure white on the moon. Okay. So you see in this image how there's white all around the edge, and then the gray lives kind of in the center. So you can make this pattern any way you want. It doesn't have to be like this, because depending, like maybe you're standing on the other side of the moon, then your side of the moon is going to look different than mine, right? So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to pick up some white paint. And here we go. So which Christmas dish is known for its long shelf life? Is it fruitcake, cranberry sauce, Christmas pudding, or gingerbread cookies?
Fruitcake.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody like fruitcake in this group?
Yes.
Yep.
Who
No.
likes that? Larry. Larry's over here causing trouble, drinking, what is that called? Negronis and eating.
Negroni.
Eating fruitcake.
Gross.
Fruitcake's pretty great. Depends on the fruitcake.
A good fruitcake is really something.
Really?
Has anyone had
Said everyone named Merle.
all right, well, you're missing out.
I have always wanted to like fruitcake. I've just never had one that tasted good.
Has anyone had German Stollen?
No, is that like a coffee cake kind of thing?
It's like their version. It's a Christmas fruitcake, but it's like alcohol soaked dried fruit that's in a cake, and it's got a ton of powdered sugar on it, and it is indescribably delicious.
Hmm.
And the alcohol makes it last, obviously, you know.
Huh. That does sound pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna brighten the moon up, you guys. Okay, so we got our gray down first. Now, check it out. We're gonna put that white around the moon, right? So now I got pure white on my brush, right? I got my brush in the shape of a chisel. It's nice and sharp. I'm gonna go around to the edge, and we're gonna add this white. Okay. Just use the edges of the bristles to help you follow that straight line. And you can make whatever patterns you want. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of willy-nilly make some shapes. They don't have to be perfect because this is my moon. Make it any way I want. It does help if you make the shapes on your moon kind of crescent shaped or round, because the moon is round. That's the only rule. Okay, and in the center, you can just kind of, you know, just have at it. And rotate your canvas.
You're gonna paint over it.
Oh, okay, so which one of these is the most popular holiday? Is it Mother's Day, Easter, Christmas, or Thanksgiving? Which one is the most popular holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Thing.
Thanksgiving. He was adamant about that Thanksgiving.
Passover.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Thanksgiving, Passover. That's not one of the answers. Christmas. Christmas is the answer. Yes.
It's surprising because I feel like there's a lot of the Jews
Yeah.
in America.
Yes.
A lot of other religions, should say.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Anyone else
thought it
have
would be
trouble
Mother's
with,
Day. So I was
anyone
surprised.
else have trouble with like just do whatever on the moon? I'm like, I need a direction.
So, well, the main thing that you want to do is just make sure that you kind of follow the lines with your brush. And then we're just gonna, make some crescent shapes.
I'll do my best.
So just leave some spots of gray. How about does that help you? Just leave some spots of gray. So as you can see, this moon that I'm painting right here looks nothing like the moon that I painted previously. See this? But it kind of looks like the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that same thing will be true for your moon too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Selena sounds skeptical.
Recovering perfectionist over here, so we'll see.
No worries, no worries. Okay, we got another trivia question. Which Jewish dish is made to celebrate the miracle of oil? Is it matzo ball soup, challah, kach? She keeps getting me to say this. Okay, say it one more time. Challah, kugel, or latkes?
Latkes.
Takis.
Blackface, yeah.
Jews can't answer that, Larry.
Yeah. I knew it.
Jewish
No Jewish folks get
there.
Latkes is correct. All right. All right, so I got my moon. My moon, I just got a couple spots because it's a cool night and there's not a lot of light refracting off of it. So, and I just made that up. I don't know if that's right or not. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute you for a minute so I can go ahead and dry the moon. And then we're going to put some trees in just a minute. But first, we'll have a trivia question before we go that you guys can think about. In which city was the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off filmed? Was it Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York, or San Francisco? Which city?
Chicago. I'm just guessing.
Are we supposed to be drying ours too?
It would help.
Mary, we all have a bet. Do you own a hairdryer? I want my $5. Yes or no?
I'm really sorry for the people who would have bet that I did. That's a bad bet.
Yay.
You never know. Jonathan has very pretty hair.
What?
That's what we thought. That's where we were going.
Uh-huh.
We know Judy does.
Oh, of course. Judy has the blow
Hey.
dryer like you've never seen.
Hey.
Now, she makes some latkes, let me tell you.
Okay, my moon does not look like a moon, but it's okay. I'm letting go.
Let go, girl. Let go.
Okay, I'm back, you guys. All right, so I decided while I was blow drying that do I like this side? I don't know which side I like better. I don't like this side or that side. Okay, well, whatever. Let's leave it like this. Let's see. Do I like the top? I like the bottom. I like this. I like it this way. I'm gonna turn mine this way, and you can do that too, whichever side you like better. Nope, I'll put it back. I don't want to cause confusion. All right, I'll fix that later. So what we want to do now, so, oh, here, I saw someone fanning their canvas. Do not put carbon paper on wet paint. It will not work. It will be a chocolate mess. Well, not chocolate, it'll be black. It'll be all smudgy all over your canvas, so you don't do that. So if you do have to go to a fan or something like that, or if you want to wait a few minutes before you trace your trees on, I would suggest doing that instead of trying to push forward with us right now. So for people who haven't gotten to that point where you're ready to trace your trees on, let's do another trivia. We'll wait a couple more minutes for you guys. But all we're going to do, so you know ahead of time, is we're going to line up our moon like this on the canvas. Okay, we're gonna line this up. Then we're just gonna take that tracing paper and then just slide it underneath. Shiny side down, right? Slide that in there right like that. And then we're gonna make our little horizon line, and then we're gonna put some tree markers, okay? So trivia question is, which astrological sign is the water bearer? Is it Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, or Virgo?
Aquarius.
I'm sounding really sure about that, Chanel.
I am.
Well, sounds like that's the only guess.
Which part are we tracing? We're tracing the horizon?
Aquarius. What was that?
Are we tracing the horizon or the?
Yeah, we're tracing the horizon line right here.
Okay.
And then we're going to trace these trees. Okay. So you can do that in whichever order you like. And we're just using these little, these straight lines to show us where our trees can go. You can use these lines, you can create your own. You can determine what the density is. You can use some. I'm just gonna put some space in between mine. And you can draw your little road in as well. I think there's a taller tree over here that I don't have on this traceable. I'll just put that in, and I think this one has a little road that comes off the horizon line here. And then if you want to check to see if you've gotten as many lines in as you want, just go ahead and lift up your canvas like this, check, keep one hand down. And as you can see, I didn't put my little horizon line in, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, I think I got them in there. All right, so how many grapes go into making one bottle of wine? Is it 100, 300, 700, or 900? And make sure you don't drink your water where you've been rinsing your paint, okay? I almost did that. Yes, not a tasty thing. Which of these answers, how many grapes go into a bottle of wine? Oh, they're all drying. We'll wait for them. Yeah, you guys all have your sounds off because you're drying. Martha, you fanning your canvas?
Yeah, I just dried it up.
All right. No guesses on how many grapes go into a bottle of wine?
300?
Yes.
900.
Yes.
900.
9. It sounds like it would be like 900, huh?
900? Yeah.
Okay, wait.
300.
Like what kind of grapes? What kind of grapes though, Shelby? Like big grapes or little grapes? If they're those big juicy Concord grapes. Oh, those don't make wine? Oh. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go with 700. Depends on how thick you want your wine.
Oh,
Hey, I guess
6 pounds of grapes for one glass of wine?
no, a bottle.
A bottle. Okay, wow. That's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
a lot, right?
700 grapes,
That's
approximately
still a lot.
2.5 pounds. Well, that's fascinating. Right.
Okay, for the slow people, Cheryl, now we trace everything else, right?
Yeah. Yep. We're going for this look right here.
Thanks, Selena. I'm super slow too.
That's
I'm
okay.
like,
Is it okay? I forgot. If I didn't put anything on the bottom, is that okay?
When you
I'm
say,
a bad student.
yeah, it's fine because you know we're gonna paint over it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna paint over it, right?
Yeah. So the only thing that you'll miss out by not filling that in is that sometimes, like, you might want to, like we did this with the other Bob Ross painting, you get like a little lake, like we did this. But we're not doing that, so don't worry about it, right?
Okay.
So you're all good. You're all good. All right. All right. So we're waiting for the people in the peanut gallery. In the meantime, which Christmas decoration is actually a parasitic plant? Is it the Christmas wreath, mistletoe, holly, or the poinsettia? Which Christmas decoration is a parasitic plant? Christmas wreath?
Oh, they're all poisonous to dogs.
Well, there's that.
Mistletoe.
Poinsettia?
Poinsettia. That's what I was gonna say.
Mistletoe, holly. Let's see which one it is.
Ollie.
Mistletoe.
Oh.
So the next time you're standing under the mistletoe, someone tries to get you, you could say,
Want to get out of it?
yeah, you want to get out of it. All right, so who's ready to make some trees?
I am.
Everybody. All right. All right, so I'm going to turn my canvas over a little bit because I got some black paint over here. And so I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do this, okay? We're going to do this with either the number 12 brush or the number 14 brush, okay? Okay, so we're to get, we haven't used the number 12 brush yet. Okay, so number 12 brush is cool because it does a couple of things, right? It has a very pointy tip. Yours is brand new, so it's nice and fresh and sharp. And you're gonna have a nice little tip like this on the end. So be very pointed. At the end, you can see there's like 1 to 2 hairs sticking out of the very end. And that's what we use to make really small marks. And it also is great for making little dabbing, stabbing, stippling kind of marks on your palette. And that's what we're gonna use to create our trees, all right? So let's make sure that brush is nice and wet. We're gonna wiggle it around in that water. And then if I go over to my palette, I'm gonna twirl that brush between my thumb and forefinger to start loading it with some paint. Okay, I wanna mix that in so I get that nice inky kind of consistency, but at the same time, I don't want my paint too drippy because then we'll just have blobs and we won't have trees, right? So make sure
Blobs.
you're getting a nice inky consistency. And if you have any doubt about the opacity of your paint, then just touch it to the side of your paper towel and let your paper towel drink out any excess water that might be there. Okay, so twirl that, twirl it, get it to that point. Okay, now we're gonna start on this side of the canvas, right? So we're gonna start at the top and just watch this first tree, you guys, before you try this, all right? So we're gonna start at the top and we'll just make a thin line down. So I'm barely touching the canvas to make this line, okay? So now I'm gonna start on the left-hand side of the tree and just kind of dab back and forth in a zigzag pattern, lightly touching. Okay, you're not pressing down really hard, you're just lightly touching left to the right. And you get a little bit wider as you go down. And just keep with that motion back and forth, very lightly. Okay, you don't want to push all of the paint. If you get to this point where now it looks like it's difficult for the paint to get out of your brush, you need to load up again. So go back over to your paint, twirl your brush into the color, and you want that tip, you want that pointed tip back. And we're going to continue that dabbing back and forth. Okay, all the way to the base. Okay, so just go ahead, load up some more, twirl that brush. Don't have a whole lot of paint in it. Because if you do, then you'll get big blobs instead of like little branches, okay? So let's make that first line down. And then start on the left and then just kind of dab really lightly. Back and forth and get a little wider as you get towards the bottom of the tree. You can make your trees overlap. And if you're getting, little blobs, that could just mean you have too much paint in your brush. So just go and twirl it out of there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed the part. Is this straight up black, or are we supposed to have mixed a color for this?
It's just black.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going back to my black and I'm kind of twirling my brush. And I'm gonna put some more water because I feel like it's a little bit thick. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same on the next tree. Kind of going back and forth, left and then right, left and right. You're kind of zigzagging. And the lighter you go with your stroke, the more your branches, or the more your strokes look like branches. Okay, so just gonna twirl that in. We're rolling that brush. Now I'm gonna go to this larger tree, and I'm just taking the tip of my brush and dragging it down. And I'm going to the left, and I'm tapping, tapping. And if your branches are too, like if you're not getting that kind of air in between each branch, it just means you might have too much paint on your brush and you're pressing too hard. So lighten your stroke, take your time. Nobody's in a hurry, unless you got a hot date tonight. Wait a minute, what is this? Oh, nobody has dates anymore, do they? I mean, seriously, I want to know.
What?
Do that.
When we do, it's just very awkward.
It's like very awkward. So, yeah, I was wondering, gosh, gotta be awkward. Okay, so yeah, just back and forth. And then get wider at the base. It's okay if your trees overlap because Trees do. And just touch, touch, tap, tap, tap. And just enjoy that idea of creating the trees. Oh, okay. So which bone are babies born without? Which bone are babies born without? Is it the shoulder blade, the kneecap, the ribs, or the collarbone?
Kneecap.
Who said that? Emily. She's just like, bloop.
That's generally how all my
people. What am I saying? That's why.
What about that hole in their head where the skull hasn't grown together yet?
Oh yeah.
Thinking about that too. The soft part of the baby's head.
Yeah, but what would that be? That would be the like cranium or something, wouldn't it?
If anyone's interested, it's the skull. The skull is there, but it forms in plates, and then so that there's room for the brain to grow in the first year, because year and a half, our brain development stops when we're 2 years old, which explains a lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so then they just merge over time. But the hole is
Wow.
called the fontanelle.
Oh, interesting.
But that wasn't one of the choices, right?
No.
And why don't they have kneecaps?
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't. Because they don't walk around much, babies, they do a lot of laying around. All right, so I'm getting to my tall, skinny tree, and I'm just kind of dabbing back and forth, getting a little wider, because I want this to be a bigger tree. You guys can do whatever you want. You're the creators of your little forest here.
Larry, tell us more weird facts about babies.
I know.
I don't know.
What else you got?
I don't know. I mean, I actually don't know a lot about babies.
I was gonna say I knew that they come with the shoulder blade. I can tell you that. They for sure are born with the shoulder blade.
I've shoulder blade before.
Yeah.
That's what I remember about birth, the shoulder blade.
Yeah, some of them get stuck.
So now I'm going to go in and fill in my black background here. So I'm just going to go along the horizon line here, and I'm just going to follow it with my number 12 brush. Just kind of fill that in. And then we have this trivia question: which country has the world's largest reindeer population?
Oh.
Is it Iceland, Finland, Greenland, or Norway?
Ooh. Wait.
So
Did you know that there are more sheep in Iceland than people?
Interesting. No, we did. Thank you for that, though.
You're welcome.
Maybe it's Iceland.
Useless trivia facts. That's what we're here for. All right, I switched to my number 14 brush so I could cover a little bit more area. It's better for covering larger areas. And I'm adding some more water to my black so it spreads a little better. So, and actually I'm going to go ahead and follow my horizon line all the way to my little path. Using that straight edge of my 14 brush to make that possible. And then don't forget your little path right here. That's the little path we're walking to get to that beautiful moon we discovered on our midnight walk in the forest.
It sounds like a very coronavirus friendly activity.
Yes. The midnight walk in the moonlight.
Oh my God, Miriam, you figured out a background. I just noticed that. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Isn't it the one from the baby shower though?
This was for Nicole Santos' baby shower. I hadn't figured it out for Lauren's. I figured it out for Nicole's. It's the only one I've got, so I'm sticking with it.
Kind of fun,
works, right?
How many degrees does it take?
So I'm going to go ahead too and take some strokes from my area here and just kind of bring them up so we can't really see that line of the horizon. Just kind of bring some lower foliage into the picture. So I'm just kind of blurring that line a little bit with the end of my brush. So I'm going from the dark area to the light, and I'm just kind of making some underbrush is what I'm doing. So feel free to do that. And what is the age record for the oldest woman to be pregnant?
Man.
Shelby. She's full of surprises over here tonight. What is the age record for the oldest woman to be pregnant? Is it 45, 66, 71, or 88? What's the record?
Love the option of 45. That's kind of
It's too funny.
I'm gonna say 60. 60. Whatever the 61 was.
66 as well.
60. What is it? 66. Wow.
No,
Wow.
66.
Oh.
Huh. Russia? No. There's always some longevity kind of thing going on in Russia. All right, so I'm making some more trees here. And tap, 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 tap. And I've got my next one doing the same thing. Make sure you have enough paint on your brush and keep that point sharp in order to make the branches look like branches. And it's okay if your trees are a little skinny, because maybe it was a drought that year. All kinds of variations in nature.
Ugh.
So remember, if you're having any trouble with the marks, just make sure that you're twirling your brush so you get that point back.
I know it's a gaggle of geese.
Yeah, what's a group of turkeys called? Is it a clutch, a rafter, a brood, or a gaggle?
Gaggle.
Gaggle's geese.
Oh, turkey.
Watch it.
Isn't it? It's like a murder of crows.
Did you see that movie, by the way?
Crows or
Murder of
murders?
Crows. Yeah.
There's a movie?
Yeah. Look it up. It's with Cuba Gooding Jr. It's pretty good. An old movie. A rafter. Yeah, the gaggle, you're right, is for geese. Yes, Murder of Crows. So I'm going back and forth. I'm getting a little wider here. Tap, tap, tapping. It's okay if you want to go back and maybe drag those out a little bit. And I'm feeling like my brush has too much paint in it. So I'm going to drag that out and just get the tip of it with the tip. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Now I want to make a big tree. I want to make this big tree over here on this side of the road. What condiment was sold in the 1830s as medicine? Was it soy sauce, pickle relish, maple syrup, or ketchup? Which one of these was sold in the 1830s as medicine?
Maybe maple syrup?
Maple syrup?
Yeah.
Yeah, maple syrup, I think.
Good guess.
Maple syrup.
Ketchup?
Maple syrup.
Somebody said ketchup too. And the answer is
Oh.
ketchup.
This is my last trivia party.
Yes, ketchup. So the story goes, because we had to look it up when we found this trivia question.
Yeah.
Story goes that there was this, old snake oil salesman back in the day, and he decided he was going to whip up this concoction made out of tomatoes and tell everybody that he sold it to that it could cure whatever ails you, right? So he sold a bunch of it, and of course it didn't cure anything, but everybody liked the way it tasted. And that's how we got ketchup. So yeah, pretty funny. All right, so I got my big tree over here. I'm gonna keep going out to the edge. Whatever you think works as a tree is just fine. Just happy, no mistakes, like Bob says, just happy accidents. And the more space, more air, more blue you can see between the tree branches, the better. And it looks like I ran out of black, so I'm going to pick up some more black. Okay, and I'm going to put some more water because I feel like my paint is too thick. So I'm going to put some water into my paint. So if you're not getting that, kind of fluid kind of movement with your paint, it's probably because it's too thick. Add a couple of drops of water to it, and you'll probably see a difference. What is the weight of the heaviest baby ever born? Is it 19 pounds, 2 ounces, 21 pounds, 5 ounces, 23 pounds, 12 ounces, or 37 pounds? What is the weight of the biggest baby ever born to date?
It's gotta be 19. 21 pounds.
21 pounds, I think.
That sounds. I hope it's not 37. Oh my god.
I hope for the mom it wasn't 37.
I want to thank Shelby for doing the research on these questions today for you guys. Did an awesome
Thank you, Shelby.
23 pounds, 12 ounces.
Wow.
That's crazy.
23 pounds. This is a healthy little baby right there.
Healthy? Really?
A little.
Well, just say it's a slight understatement. So, right here. So yeah, these could be pretty abstract trees, Keep going with these. Can you put it on above camera instead of right camera? Okay, that's much better. At least for me to see. Okay. Okay, so we have our little horizon line here. Let's go ahead and fill that in. And again, I'm going to use my number 14 brush because it's better at covering larger areas. Oh, look, it looks like I make a little streak on my canvas here. What is the most consumed fish in the United States? Is it tuna, cod, salmon, or trout? Which one is the most consumed fish in the U.S.?
Tuna or salmon? Can't figure out which one.
Or maybe tuna.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's cod.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuna or cod.
Why do you think cod?
Because like on the East
Fish and
Coast, they have
chips.
Also cheap.
it's cheaper, and on the East Coast, they have all that. I just think it's a cheaper fish, and I suspect that that's the one that's most.
Unless tuna fish.
Salmon, that's just very California. We consume a lot of salmon, but
Uh-oh. Okay.
It is actually tuna.
yay.
Okay, so now let's do some little trees on the bottom. Let's make some gray. We're gonna need some gray. So to do that, we're gonna take a little of the white that we have on our palette tray. Is that in view? Yeah. Shelley. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little black from here and add it to my white to just get gray going here. Well, let's make it a little darker. About like that. And I'm going to twirl my brush to get the excess paint out. And roll it between my thumb and forefinger to get that tip back. And let's put in our first row of secondary trees. Okay, so let's start right over here. And let's tap in a tree. Oh, let's make a line first so you know where that tree is going to go. And then we're just going to tap that in. Real light, kind of back and forth. And then again, get wider as you get to the base. And then let's go ahead and make our next one a little further down because we're going down the road. So let's make this one like a little shorter. I'm gonna have to pick up a little bit more water. So we're just making a straight line, like about a half an inch shorter than the previous tree. Okay. And let's go ahead and just make a line from here all the way over. Oops, that's too heavy. But let's just make this one all the way over to the edge. Okay, so we'll make a line here and one here and one here. Okay. So we'll use that as our guide and we'll go ahead and put in some more trees. Just right and left. Tap, tap, tap. Wider as we get towards the bottom. And then go ahead and just stick in some underbrush. Just use your brush to create some texture. Maybe a medium-sized little tree right there, maybe one right here. So kind of like this. Tap, 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 all along that little line. then maybe we'll make our last tree right here. Which sense develops first in newborns? Is it hearing, touch, taste, or smell?
Touch.
Hearing,
Touch.
taste, or smell? That makes sense.
Gotta find that boob.
Emily. It's actually hearing. That's interesting. Huh.
I would like to point out that might be the first trivia question I got right.
Congratulations. Who's a star?
I would definitely have thought that touch would be the one.
Well, it's because there's lots to listen to inside mom, right?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah. You can hear
Lots
music.
of stimulation.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so this can go up right there. And then let's go ahead and just fill in this area with some gray too. So, I mean, you could leave the blue road, but what would that be? Ice? And you kind of like slide down that hill, right? So we probably want to make sure that it's, maybe we'll just put the gray there. And then we'll come in with some black and like make like a gravelly road. So go ahead and fill in your blue road with some gray or black, whichever one. Because what I'll do now is I'll go back and put some black. And if you put black first, then we'd go back and put some gray on top of that. Okay, so we're just tapping this into the little road here. And then we want the area that is closer to the moon to be lighter than the area that's closer to us. Because we're like walking up the road. We can't wait to get to that horizon where we can be closer to the moon. Okay, the word Kwanzaa comes from which language? Is it Shona, Zulu, Swahili, or Arabic? Kwanzaa comes from which language? Shona, Zulu, Swahili, or Arabic?
Swahili. Definitely not Arabic.
Definitely not Arabic, she said.
Swahili.
That's Swahili. Yes, it is Swahili. Good job.
Nice.
Okay, now I'm going back over my little road here and I'm putting in some black. Just putting some black in here. Because it's closer to us, a little bit darker than the road that is closer to the moon. So I'm just kind of dabbing in some black. And actually, I'm going to come back to this because now it's just kind of blending together and that's not what I want. So I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Or it could be just that I didn't have enough paint on my brush. Focus and concentration. All right. Which popular Hollywood actor won Best Actor Oscar in 2016? Was it Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Matt Damon? Who won it in 2016?
DiCaprio? Yep. Or Wolf of Wall Street, maybe?
Or what about the bear one?
The bear one.
The bear one. Revenant.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, so did he crawl into a bear or a horse to stay warm?
I think a
It was
bear?
a horse?
Mm.
Okay, now I'm going to go back to my gray trees over here.
Wait, I'm sorry.
And-
He did that in real life?
Wait, what?
It was a movie. But was it like a real bear or was it like a fake bear?
Well, only the movie makers know the answers to that question, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that would probably not be a fun experience for a Hollywood actor, right?
Well, what I think the whole movie was like not a fun experience because apparently the conditions were like super intense.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's also how Leonardo DiCaprio got super into climate justice.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, they were like in all these northern communities and tribes, and like he like literally seeing the ice caps melting and like the impact they had on all of these tribes.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, seeing that up close, it's got to be heartbreaking. I mean, seeing it in the movies is hard, or not the movies, but in documentaries
Documentaries, yeah.
that I've watched lately, it's heartbreaking. Seeing, seals and polar bears stuck in the water because there's no ice anymore.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back in and I'm putting some highlights on the trees now. I'm just dotting in some of that snow block tree, and then you're barely touching, just real light touches of tree, snow here and there. And then we can also put some like shadow trees in the background too. So you're just tapping with the very tip of your brush. Of course, we've got a lot of uniformity going on here, or at least I do on this image. And, the forest is not uniform. Nothing, like this. So, I would go back in now and pick up some gray and make some shadow trees back there. So I'm just gonna pick up some gray, a little bit of black, roll it in the paint. Make sure I don't have too much water on my brush. And then I'm just gonna do some little shadow trees back there, really light. Just kind of fill in those spaces. You could even make just some round bushes, just tap in some bushes, because this is your landscape. Just kind of tap in what you feel would exist on this little row of shrubbery and bushes. Yeah, just kind of fill it in so it doesn't look so uniform. Make it a little willy-nilly. Okay, and we can do the same thing over here as well. Some little trees along the road. Oops, let me put some more paint in the brush. Which of the following songs is not a song by TLC? Is it Creep, Waterfalls, Say My Name, and No Scrubs?
Say My Name.
Say my name, say my name.
Oh.
Yes, looks like that answer is Say My Name. So now I'm just kind of willy-nilly putting some brush along the road here. So we're going to get smaller as we get to the summit here. Just some brush along the edge of the road. And if you want to add some more trees in, because I don't have that many trees in my little landscape. Let's see, what ingredient in absinthe traditionally flavored with? What ingredient is absinthe traditionally flavored with? Is it ginger, wormwood, licorice, or elderberry?
Licorice.
Licorice. That's why it's so gross.
I did not know that, but you guys all seem to know that answer. I've never had that stuff.
Oh,
It's
wormwood.
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 Mm.
What is that?
I have no idea. Ooh, and let's make a little our little path, right? Our little area of snow right here. Just a little half circle. Just stay on your, like you're moving towards this path. We're just gonna make like a little side road. Okay, so we'll start right over here in the corner. So here's the edge of the canvas, and then like just your index finger width apart, and just start right here. And let's just like make this area where you could go either way down this path. We're just kind of join it to this other path. And I almost want to go back into my trees with my number 14 brush and just add a little more density in here. Just some little shorty trees. Little shorty trees here and there. Okay, so how much does the most expensive nail polish cost?
Oh my gosh.
God, I hope it's only the 1,500.
1,500.
I'll be for that.
Well, Selena said you guys were into, somebody was into nails, so we had a different for you.
Where's Lauren? Lauren would know that answer.
So
Beef,
the
maybe.
choices are $1,500, $30,000, $100,000, and $250,000. Which one of these is the most expensive nail polish cost? How much does the most expensive nail polish?
Humans are so stupid.
Okay. Do you have dogs or cats? Emily.
Yeah, 1,500.
Cats.
I'm cheap.
Okay. Okay, we got a 1,500. Any other guesses?
I'll go with 100,000.
Okay, Selena.
Selena's a Kardashian.
I knew we had a gold or diamond.
$250,000. It's the black diamond nail polish by
Oh my
Azure.
God.
That is
Wow.
And is known to have been worn by both Beyonce and Rihanna.
Beyonce, I know.
Wow.
Yep. I'm like, they had to gift it to her. Because I just don't, I mean, I can't see Beyonce spending $250,000 on some nail polish. That's very, very, I don't know.
Unnecessary.
That's absurdly ridiculous.
A lot of things are unnecessary.
But you heard it here first, folks. Okay, so I want you to stop for a second, everybody, and whip out your phone and take a picture of what you have done so far. And I promise you, you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Is he locked in the room?
Just take a picture. This is how artists will work. Like we'll paint for a little while and then we'll stop, take a picture, make sure the perspective is right. it's a good way to see how you're doing and where
What
you
kind of
need to improve.
what kind of art do you do?
What kind of art do I do?
Yes.
Wow. So I have only probably once or twice a year where I get to do Cheryl art. And actually that time is coming up right now. And so I like watercolors. And so I'm actually introducing watercolors as a new feature that we're offering come 2021. And so I will be doing that over the holiday season. While I'm on vacation for 2 weeks, I'll be painting in watercolors. And my favorite kind of works to do is, I guess I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite at this point. I just like to be able to sit down and paint what I want to paint. You know, just paint what I want to paint. Whatever feeling moves me, to paint. So, yeah. So I'm looking at mine and I'm looking at my trees and I'm like, dude, we need some more foliage. And so I'm gonna go in and stick some more foliage, and that's good. That's what you do. You look at your piece and you go, oh, okay. I could see where I could use some more brush and some more tree action. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some in there. It'll be right there in the center of my tree. Use your number 14 brush if you like. Just go right down the center. What is the biggest grossing Christmas movie of all time? Is it Home Alone?
Home Alone.
Okay. The Polar Express, Elf, or Love Actually? Which is the biggest grossing Christmas movie?
I think Elf,
Oh,
actually.
I love
Elf.
Elf is
Elf.
my favorite.
Love Actually is my favorite.
Well, good guesses. Home Alone. She was right.
Boom.
It's the oldest one, yeah.
Macaulay Culkin is so freaking rich.
Mm-hmm.
Macaulay Culkin, is he?
Yeah.
He doesn't look very rich.
No.
I was friends with him. Yeah.
But he must have made some good financial decisions. So bless him for that. So we're here in Wilmette. Where are you guys from? Are you on the West Coast? Wait, this is
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in
California. We're in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, San Francisco, University of California, San Francisco. Right. All right. So it's like 6:30 there and 8:30 here. So yeah, so take a picture of what you've done so far. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anything you like. We've been around since 2018, and as a mobile paint and sip business, and I opened my brick and mortar store in February 14, 2020. And we had our grand opening March 2020. And yeah, so it's been a very interesting year. And now we're 100% virtual. So I invite you guys to follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you would. If you're in your neighborhood, you stop by. We're also running a contest until December 28th. Yeah, December 28th, where we're offering a paint and sip kit for 4 as the prize. And all you have to do is hashtag your picture that you painted tonight. So find us on Instagram and hashtag us. No questions, you guys? Ask me anything.
I have a question. Why did you start this business?
Why?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a perfect answer for that because there's only one answer. I was at the Self-Employment for the Arts conference year before I graduated, and I saw someone pitching the idea of doing paint and sip parties, and I had never heard of it. This is 20, no, it wasn't 2018, it was 2017. 2017. And I thought, are you kidding me? They are now doing parties where people are painting and drinking.
I gotta get on this.
That had my name all over it. So by the time I graduated, from the moment I saw that, I decided that that's what I wanted to do. I had to do that. So when I graduated in 2018 in May, after we got back from Cuba for vacation, I was there for a month. We got back from Cuba the middle of May, and in June 23rd or 24th, I had my first paint and sip party, and I never looked back, and it's the best thing I ever did. I've always loved art, but you know, as a kid, you're always told you can't make money at art. You know, never go into that as a
Yeah.
So I encourage you to not tell any young person that you know that you can't make money at art, because I'm living proof that you can. You just have to find your niche and do what you love, you know, and we need more art in the world, and especially now we need art because we're spending a lot of time at home. So yeah, that's how I wound up where I'm at.
Were you always an artist?
I have always been an artist. I have always been an artist, but I never considered myself an artist. It wasn't until 2016 when I was in an art class that my teacher came over to my desk and looked at what I said. She said, "Cheryl, you're an artist." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I finally believed it. You know, how crazy is that? That I, you know, spent all my life denying who I was. And a teacher said that to me, and so I never looked back from there. Yeah.
So if I wanted to do a little like ice lake on the, how would you do that? How would you add that on now on the bottom?
Ooh,
Is that
an ice
possible?
lake?
Like a, you know, an iced, like a little body
Dude,
water.
okay, so if you wanted to do an ice lake, this is what you should have done. You should have made sure that your whole, because what did you do with Larry before he didn't paint his background on the bottom?
A little, nah, I missed it. Maybe I did a little bit.
So
You're
if
right,
you
I can see that.
if you had painted your background like this, then you know, like the water always reflects the color of the sky, right? So
Right.
then you would have had the opportunity to put those little ponds in. Right
Oh,
now,
that's
it's kind of difficult. You know, like you could layer a million coats of blue to get this effect, but all is not lost. If you haven't painted this area yet, you could paint it blue. Just paint it blue, and then you'd have, you know, that lake kind of thing going on. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so I remembered this time, Shelby. All right, so now we can put some snow on our trees. Let's fly with some snow. I'm gonna take my number 12 brush and go into my white. And of course, we don't want the white like paste. It should not be like paste. It should be like ink, you know, more liquid than it is pasty. So we want to drop some water in there so we get that nice consistency. And then let's go and flock some trees. So I'm just gonna dab some little, just dab a little flocking of snow on my little branches of my trees. So just barely touch with the end of your brush, and here it looks like some water's leaking out. So I'm going to touch that, absorb that out of there. And just keep that going all the way down. And we can go over to some of these other trees and put some white in. And then if your sky's nice and blue, I left mine kind of light. because I have so many versions of this that I have to vary it up a little bit to make them a little different. So my sky is probably a little bit lighter than yours. But if you want to do like I don't know, stars, but you wouldn't have stars in a sky that's bright. Yeah, you can just kind of dot that in. So if you wanted to do some, I don't know, I think my sky is too bright for stars, but if you did want to do stars, let's say you want, your sky is a little darker than mine, right? So I'm gonna go pick up some white, make sure it's a nice fluid consistency. I'm gonna tap out most of that because we don't want big blobs of paint on our canvas, right? So, and then you just tap, 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 like this. Can you see this? Just tap. And then you get your little stars if you want them. Okay.
Carol, for the trees down here, you just used gray, right?
Yes. So very light, kind of gray.
So what about the red we have here? I just noticed.
Yeah.
So a funny story about the red, okay? I just felt terrible just putting 3 colors in there, even though that's all it takes to paint this, you know, black, blue, and white. I felt like, well, let me put just another color in there. Oh, but you could use the red, like if you wanted to turn one, maybe you want to pick one of your trees and make it a Christmas tree. And you can paint some little ornaments on there, some little round ornaments or something like that. Otherwise, the red paint is just kind of bonus paint. That's all I can call it.
Got it.
Thank you for that. That's awesome, actually.
You're welcome. So I'm going to have one more sip of wine before we go. Shelby, can I have some? Oh, yeah. Por favor.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're drinking over here, because, this is like our Friday. This is our almost last, this is our our last party today. And then tomorrow we have one more party, then we're done for 2 weeks. Thank you. So I found, I should say, at Trader Joe's sangria in a box. So when okay, don't laugh. I know it sounds funny, but I went into Trader Joe's and I'm like, I have this Sutter Home sangria that I really love, and you can never find it. It's always sold out around here. They said, well, we have a sangria, but it's in the box. And I said, it's in the box. I'm like, I don't want any sangria out of the box. I'm not one of those wine out of the box. So he shows me this box, and he brings it over and he says, well, it's $11 for this box and it's like 2 liters of wine. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, she puts it on the screen. You are so funny. So I found out about this in like October or something like that. I've been sipping on this sangria ever since. It is amazing. Sangria in the box, you won't regret it. It's delightful. It's like it has just enough kick, and it's so tasty. Oh my goodness. All right, so hey, let's see what you guys got. Let me see what you're working with. Let me see some stuff on the screen. Here, let me pull this open so I can see everybody a little closer. Okay, so I got Larry over here. What's that? Not today. What is that? Wait, what's your t-shirt say, first of all?
Oh, not today, Satan.
Not
Love that.
That's great. Okay, so wait, I gotta tell you guys that you gotta kill your background for a second, because otherwise your images won't show up for us to take a group photo, okay? So kill your background for just a second. So I'll take one with the background and one without. And let's see, who was that? Miriam, you gonna be okay if you turn your background off? Will you be able to turn it back on again? I'm just picking on you because other people were picking on you. So. All right, hold up. Let me get the laptop down here so it
Wow.
doesn't have the studio light reflection on it. Okay, so now I can get right here and take everybody's picture. Just a second.
Hold on. We'll turn the background up.
Hold on.
Okay, wait. All right, hold on. Okay. Oh, shoot, wait a minute. Let me tilt this so I can get the right view on it. I'm still getting the studio lights. Okay, I just gotta get down here. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Awesome, Martha, come on down. There you go. There you go. Good job. Laura, where's yours? I see you over there.
I've been watching the whole time. I didn't have an address to have it sent to, but it's been really relaxing to watch.
Really? Oh, that's wild.
It's been great watching you.
That is so cool. Oh, I love these. These turned out great. Good job. I'm just clicking
I
away
think it's
here.
safe to say I'm the worst artist at PTV. All you guys just look
I think they
Some
look
of these are
adorable.
great.
They look adorable.
You guys are not. You guys are being very encouraging and nice. But
So wait, I'm gonna do one of those TikTok-y things. So hold on. You guys know you gotta, what you do on the TikTok, you move around, right? So ready, set, go.
We also have to take a group photo without paints for the newsletter.
Okay, yeah, no problem. We'll do that
Yes.
right now. Let me get another one of these photos and then we'll do that. Selena, don't worry.
Right.
Okay, hold on. I'm switching back to my camera now. Just a second.
Love all these.
Martha, nice
Okay.
work. That's
Okay.
looking good.
All right. So
Thank
you
you,
guys let me know when you want to switch to.
Wow, you did the stars.
I love your trees,
love the
Solaire. They turned
stars.
out nice.
Oh, Solaire, you got some good trees.
And I like you guys as too, Larry and whoever that is with you. You guys did a great job. Oh, Jonathan, good job. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so you guys now just want to take a shot with out your paintings? Is that what we're doing, Selena?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, we have to, and with your virtual backgrounds though.
Okay.
This is for, can we put it on gallery?
I think that
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you can see everybody, right?
Everyone put on your virtual background.
Okay, I
can't do that. Sorry, Emily.
Sorry.
Right. Oh, shit. I just spilled paint everywhere.
Hey. Selena said a bad word.
Pardon my French. Oh, man. I literally just
Oh,
spilled
yeah,
paint
your
everywhere.
outfit is
Okay.
so nice.
Okay.
All right.
Nico, come.
So it's not so much that one that I'm getting, it's the overhead ones.
Okay.
I'm clicking.
Oops. Screenshot.
Are you taking pictures, Selena? I took a couple.
Oh, thank you. Emily's gonna take one right now.
I'm gonna take one. Okay.
Yeah, how can we do a screen capture? Can I just do I can do a screen capture. Hold on, I'm gonna do that too.
Oh, Elsa, what is your dog's name?
Wait. Sorry.
Her name is
technical
Ginkgo, like the tree.
Oh, wow, it's so pretty.
Okay.
Crazy right now.
Oh, I wish I had thought of that before. Oh my God, that's so much easier than taking a photograph. I just did a screenshot with my Mac.
Okay, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Yay. I did it.
Got it.
Sick.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
Should we wave?
Good job.
Is that what you're saying, Selena?
Yeah, I feel like a wave.
Emily, can you do it again?
Oh yeah.
We're
I'd like
waving.
to take another picture too with when you guys get done.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Everyone. 3, 2, 1. Yay, cuties.
I have so much paint on my hands.
That's how you know you're an artist. Good job.
I might pivot, guys.
Pivot.
I love that.
Okay. And then Cheryl, did you want to take another screenshot with our paintings?
I do, because that came out so well.
All right, let's do it.
I wish I had thought of that like many moons before. Okay, so hold those up.
Oh wait, I think we have to turn off the.
Turn off the backgrounds, right?
Yeah, just for a second.
One hot sec.
Okay. I'll wait till Martha gets on. Is everybody else who's here on screen? Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh, there we go, Laura.
My painting, Laura.
I know, maybe I have to leave.
Get out of here, Laura.
I'm doing it now. Excellent. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for doing that.
Thank
you.
It's very fun. Fantastic. Really, really appreciate that.
And thank you, Selena, for organizing, all the people who organized this.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you, Selena.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Thank you.
So yeah, you guys follow us if you can. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by. And thank you for supporting the arts.
Yay.
So you guys take care, okay? Have a great
Happy
year.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
That's great.
Ugh.
Oh, I love that.
Who knows how to get paint out of carpet?
Oh no. It's water-based. It should come out.
Google Martha Stewart. I'll tell you.
Yeah, Martha was
Oh,
like,
that's all right.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Bye.